Hello everyone, Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Today I'm going to be walking you through some of the new features and functionality of SMS archives, one of really the best resources on the web to get inspiration for text message marketing messages. So if you're not familiar with SMS archives, essentially what it is it's an archive of some of the top brands, 100 plus brands that are sending text messages to consumers. So you can actually get insight into what is being sent by some of the top brands, hopefully to give you inspiration on what to send to your customers. So I'm on the messages page right now. So if you go to SMS archives, and then if you click messages up in the top right, you're going to come to the messages page. And I think this is one of the most interesting pages, especially if you're trying to get inspiration. The reason being is on the left-hand side here, you're going to see a bunch of filters. So let's say, I'm interested in sending an MMS message to my customers. Well, what I could do is I could click MMS here, and now I'm going to see all of the MMS messages we have in our system. Right now we have about 1,700 messages total, about 232 MMS messages. Then you can go in and you can say, well, I want to see MMS messages that have an emoji. Okay, now you can start getting ideas about MMS with emoji. Then you can look at, okay, I'm in, apparel, so I only want to see apparel. So you can see how this kind of narrows it down and allows you, to get inspiration based off, what type of business you are and then what type of messaging you're looking to do. So let me go through these real quick and just explain kind of each one. So first off, you have the messaging type, which is top left. That's going to be SMS and MMS. Then messaging features. So you have things like, does it include a link? Does it have a promo code, an emoji, hashtag, click to share, whatever, the feature functionality they're using in the message. Industry, you have, retail, restaurant, home and garden, beauty, apparel. So you can kind of go through and figure out what industry you're looking for. And then the thing that we just recently added was holiday and events. While COVID maybe is not a holiday, it is kind of a worldwide event, and a lot of brands are using it, addressing it in their messages. So, if I want to go in here and I want to click COVID, I can see, how top brands are addressing COVID. As Office Depot, their, promos on masks, hand sanitizers, and, things. Anthropologie is selling hand sanitizer. So you can see how brands are addressing, things like COVID, maybe more on a lighter, type scenarios, maybe pop culture holidays. So we've gone through and looked at, hey, Prime Day is a pop culture holiday. It's not an official holiday, but it's a pop culture holiday. Ice Cream Day, National Ice Cream Day was one. So you can go through and look through all of these and then just keep clicking down here and you'll see, more and more text messages. So I want to show you this because I think this is super interesting, not only for brands that are sending text messages right now to get inspiration, but if you're thinking about text message marketing, this is a great way to maybe convince your boss, maybe show the rest of the team how other brands that are maybe similar or maybe that you aspire to be are sending text messages. It's a great resource. Again, you can access this resource by going to smsarchives.com and then up in the top right-hand corner, right up here, click Messages. If you want to, you can also do the same thing with brands. You can go through and look through all the different brands. And if you look at a specific brand, let's say like, LA Collective, you can then go through and just see all of their text messages. So this is really useful if you find one specific brand, you're like, I just want to see what LA Collective is doing. You can look through, and this is in chronological order. Another cool feature is you'll see right here, it'll show how many of the messages are SMS and MMS percentage-wise, and then the frequency. So if you're, a competitor maybe to LA Collective, or you like what they're doing, maybe kind of mimicking every 4.9 days sending a text message, or if you're thinking about doing text messaging, that would be a good kind of start in terms of your frequency. So anyway, all this information, all of this resource is completely free. And again, can be accessed at smsarchives.com. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great week, and thank you very much.